Hello children, today we are going to start with the topic that is cell. As you all know that the study of cell is called as cytology, and the branch of biology which deals with this study of cell and cell organelles, it is called as cytology. Now the father of cytology is C.P. Swanson, since he has discovered the cytology for the first time. Cell, how can we define cell now? It is the structural and functional unit of living organism. Cork in 1665 has discovered cell. He was the first who coined the term cell for small structures in a piece of cork under a microscope. His observations first were published in the book called Micrographia. A.V. Leeuwenhoek in 1674 observed the first living cell like bacteria, protozoans and blood cells under microscope for the first time. He is known as father of microbiology. A.V. Leeuwenhoek is known as father of microbiology. Now next is cell theory. It was proposed for the first time by German botanist M.J. Sheldon and German zoologist T.H. Chavan. According to the cell theory, all organisms are made up of cells. The cells arise from the pre-existing cells. All organisms start their life from single cell, and the fourth postulate of this theory is multiplication of cell and their growth leads to the growth of an organism. Now about the cell shapes. Cells shows variability with respect to their shape and size in multicellular organisms. Shape of the cell may be variable, constantly changing, or fixed. Fixed shape of cells are of following types. It may be the cell shape, it may be flattened, discoidal, it may be columnar also, or may be spherical. So cell shape can be variable, it can be fixed, or it varies. Now about the cell size. Cell is very minute structure. It cannot be seen with the naked eye, but it may be large also. Size of the cell vary from very small cells of bacteria to the very large egg of ostrich. Smallest cell so far known is known as mycoplasma. Smallest cell is called as mycoplasma, as its size is around 0.1 micrometer. The largest cell is known as the ostrich egg, which can be seen with the naked eye. It does not need any microscope, as its size is around 18 centimeters. Ostrich egg. The longest cell is the nerve cell, which is around 1 meter in length. So next is the protoplasm. Protoplasm is the essence of life, that is the living substance of which the cell is made up of. You can say it is the essence of life. Without this protoplasm, life is not at all possible. Protoplasm was first termed by Purkinje in 1839. It is a viscous, colorless fluid and it is the seat for all the physiological functions. Now next comes the plasma membrane. It is a very important part of the cells. It is present on the inner side of the cell wall. The plasma membrane is made up of two layers of lipid molecules with protein molecules sandwiching it and embedded in it. The structure of plasma membrane can be observed under an electron microscope only. It is a selectively permeable membrane which allows the flow of only some substances into the cell and out of the cell. Thus, it helps in maintaining shape and rigidity of the cell. Viruses do not have any membranes. Plasma membrane along with the other membranes from different sources vary in their composition. They essentially consist of lipoproteins. Dry weight of plasma membrane comprises 60% proteins and 40% carbohydrates. About the composition of the plasma membrane, it is basically made up of lipids, proteins, carbohydrates, salts and water. The lipids constitute 30 to 40%, the proteins 40 to 60%, and the carbohydrates about 1 to 6%, and salts and water are present only in very small amounts. Now, regarding the structure of the plasma membrane, many scientists have proposed many structures for the plasma membrane, and the most proved structure is fluid mosaic model. It was given in 1972 and it was introduced by Singer and Nicholson. According to this, the protein molecules were put within the phospholipid bilayer and two types of proteins, extrinsic as well as intrinsic, were introduced. As shown in figure, this is the most acceptable theory. It is also described as the protein icebergs in the sea of lipid. Regarding the function of the plasma membrane, it provides mechanical support and maintains the shape of the cell and cell organelles. It is differentially permeable, or we can say it is selectively permeable. That is, it allows only few substances to pass through it. That is why in the prokaryotic cells, the diffusion and gases exchange that takes place only through this plasma membrane, because they are single-celled structures consisting of no other cells, no tissues, no organs. So the next important portion of the cell is the cytoplasm. It is that part of protoplasm which surrounds the nucleus and is itself surrounded by a dead cell wall. It basically surrounds the nucleus and it consists of many cell organelles which are the living structures. Now the next important portion of the cell is the nucleus. Nucleus was first of all reported by Robert Brown in 1831. It is a most important part of cell. It is almost a spherical, densely colored part of protoplasm embedded in the cytoplasm. Although all the vital activities in the cell takes place in cytoplasm, but these are controlled by this most important organelle, that is nucleus. The most important function of the nucleus is that it is the carrier of hereditary characters. It is basically made up of following four parts. First is the nuclear membrane. It is also called as nuclear envelope or karyotheca. It can be named as karyotheca. The second portion is called as nuclear sap or nucleoplasm, or it may be called as karyolymph. The third is called as nucleolus, and the fourth constituent of the nucleus is chromatin threads. Now regarding the nucleoplasm, regarding the nuclear envelope, nucleus is surrounded on all sides by a membrane called as nuclear membrane, made up of two unit membranes. made up of lipoproteins. The outer membrane is continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum. The nuclear membrane has minute pores. The pores are enclosed by a circular structure called annuli. The pores and annuli are together designated as pore complex. It takes part in exchange of different substances between nucleus and cytoplasm. Regarding the nucleoplasm, it is that part of protoplasm which is enclosed by nuclear membrane. Large number of ribosomes are embedded in it. In addition to ribosomes, densely strained thread-like structures called chromatin threads and nucleolus are also embedded in the nucleoplasm. The third most important constituent of the nucleus is the nucleolus. Usually one nucleolus is present in each nucleus, but sometimes more than one are present. For example, 4 nucleoli are present in each nucleus of onion. It is a storehouse of RNA.